think this is by far, I hope the fire department doesn't come by. I think we're exceeding the max capacity of this space by about 200 people right now. I'm going to keep my words brief. There's so many things that could be said about this woman who's sitting here with me. I will, in the interest of not crying, try to say just a few things. There is no person at Kokua, Kalihi Valley, or for that matter in Kalihi Valley itself, that I think better represents the values that we all hold. 33 years ago, Melaia came to Kokua, Kalihi Valley. I don't know how many of you know how she came. She had been the nurse for Dr. Charles Judd, who our building across the street is named after, in Western Samoa, when Dr. Judd was a surgeon practicing there. Melaia had been his nurse, and when it was time for Melaia to move to Hawaii, she let Dr. Judd know that, and he wrote on a little piece of paper and folded it up and told her to put it in her purse. And when she arrived in Hawaii, she was to bring that piece of paper to Jory Watland. And she wasn't sure what was written on the paper, but she dutifully arrived in Hawaii and made her way to the trailers in our old location, and gave Dr. Judd this little piece of this piece of paper that Dr. Judd had written, and she was hired instantly on the spot. And it was clear that Dr. Judd understood thoroughly what this woman would bring to this community and to this organization and to all of us. I don't think he could have, I'm sure he was an incredible man, and so I'm sure he had a great vision of that, but I doubt he could have envisioned the amazing love that Melaia has brought for these 33 years. She welcomed me to KKV 26 years ago. I think many of us have that story of her being the one to welcome us here. And more than just welcome, she was the one who usually introduced us to this community and to the values of this organization. She did that principally by modeling those values. Never was something too much to ask of Melaia. Never was work seen as work. I don't know of anyone who emphasized how that the work we were doing here wasn't a job. This was doing the right thing. This was taking care of our community. Melaia practiced that every day for the last 33 years with us. She was fierce when she needed to be. I'm sure all of you experienced that. Love is not always something that's just tender. Love can also be very fierce and warlike, and sometimes it needs to be. And one of the things I so marvel at is over the years seeing patients who would come to me and complain about, who is this woman who is bossing me around? And then years later they would come and say, I'm so glad that she was there, sticking up for me, pushing me in the right direction. I think it's incredible sadness for us to imagine being here without her, but her spirit is here with each one of us. It is with so many children in this community and older folks as well, in modeling the kind of love that we bring to this community. That will live on long past all of us, I think. Melaia, I want to thank you for all of us. I know everyone in this room probably could get up and share similar stories. In the interest of time, I'm going to ask them not to do that. I've got something for you. Wait a second. you. Mahalo for your 33 years of service, Kokua Valley, 1982 to 2015.
This is maybe the gift giving time. Can I ask Miriama Samifua over here? Miriama. So Melaia has raised maternal child health for many years, and due to the work of Cherish and Daryl, she put together a beautiful photo album and with many love notes in it for Melaia. Thank you.
In Melaia, even though Cherish makes this, her mother wants with her heart. And I hope you can look it. Remember all the good times. I'm sure you'll love looking at this every day.
I wasn't supposed to go next, but people are having trouble here. Well, when I first came to KKV about 8 years ago, from day one, I would find little presents on my desk. I would find a half a banana, a quarter of a papaya, a boiled egg, a cup of cocoa. And I was charmed, and I was hungry. But I also sometimes wondered, my Western manager self, my Palangi self, wondered, is that okay? Is it all right to have an elder wait on me and bring me gifts? How can I reciprocate? Am I supposed to reciprocate? And I realized after a while that this had nothing to do with me, my little self. Melaia was giving me all due respect for my position, and she was respecting KKV and the leaders who had put me into a position of leadership. It had nothing to do with me, except that she was training me. She was teaching me, she was supporting me, so that I might live up to those high expectations that Melaia brought to KKV. So we want to thank her family for loaning us Melaia for 33 years. And now it's time that we give her back. She has many family responsibilities that need to be taken on now. I understand she's the eldest elder in her family. So it's time for us to give her back.
I don't know where to begin. On day one when she came, I mistook her for her sister. So I said, "Hi, Fala." She said, "No, I'm Melaia." And from then, we started a relationship that was more than co-workers. We were sisters, working with the community, doing really good things and really bad things. I remember one day, David said, Melaia and Marina, we have a patient that's going to die in a week. And I would like you to go and talk to the mother and the children, to comfort them. So we went, my task was to talk to the mother. Her task was to talk to the sick man. So I went and talked to the mother who was grieving. She went into the room. She came running out and said, come, come. I came in, there was no sick man. There was a man sitting on the bed with fish bones coming out of his mouth. And Melaia was laughing and helping the man to eat the fish. Melaia, thank you for all the time that you have given us. There are a lot of stories that I would love to share, but time would not allow me to do them. But you know, all the love that they can be stopped have faith. Maria lived time.
Yeah, I think everybody from KKV has had a chance to share. And I'm Nua Breginski. I'm the middle child of Melaia. She has 6 children, and 4 of us are among you. And the grandchildren and a great-grandchild. So at this time, I just want to take this opportunity before she speaks to say thank you very much, KKV, for all you've done for Mom and for us over the years. You know, early this year, she was in the hospital. You know, you all came to visit, and I'm sure you had all prayed for her. So this is a very appropriate time for us to say thank you. You know, if you spent a penny, said a word of prayer, or spent a minute just to remember our mother and our family, thank you from the bottom of our heart. And now my mom prepared something short to say.
Thank you all for coming today to share this milestone occasion with me and my family. I am filled with a mixed emotions today. I am sad. I am going to leave my second family at KKV. But I am also happy that I will have time to focus on taking care of myself and my family as long as I am able. I am determined to continue to live each day of my life to the fullest as if it's the last day. Before I leave KKV, I wanted to say thank you to all of you for all your love and dedication to make KKV the place it is. This is the place where the community finds relief when they have no health insurance, when they do not have resources, and when they have nowhere, no one else to turn to for help. Thank you, Doris and staff, for all your support over the years. Continue to reach out to our moms and babies in the community. Thank you, Marina, for the many years of sharing, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or stories about our children and families. We laugh together, we cry together. I thank you for your support and friendship. I served the community in Samoa for 20 years and Kalihi Valley for 30 years. I have had many good and bad experiences over the 50 years of being a public servant. When times were difficult at work, I searched deep in my heart to see how I could survive the situation. I realized that there was one important thing in my life that kept me going to the workplace for 50 years. that is love. I love my job, my patient, community, my peers, and co-workers, my supervisor, administration, and I love and will miss you all. The Bible says, love is patient, love is kind, love does not get angry. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. For all of us here today, love from the heart makes everything possible. Embrace the vision and mission of this organization. KKV is about opportunities for the community to have access to healthcare regardless of age, color, and language. We shall all love our job, our patients, our community, and most of all, respect and love each other. Manuia is
Well, that's her story, 50 years of being a public servant, not just for KPV, but also in Samoa. And I myself was very influenced by what she did at home. My mom would bring home surplus of milk and rice, from the hospital because we lived in the village. And on her time off of work, she would walk the plantation road to look for young children who live out in the bushes. And she reached out to those children, with the extra food. So sometimes the families will reciprocate the kindness with cucumbers, cabbage, what they could grow in their yards. So that type of work really influenced me to really, look at the community and the health field, and that's where I am today. So I also really thank Mom for bringing us, we've done so well as a family, and even though now she's just not 100% well, but we'll work with her to continue to do better. So we thank you all for your support, and she will miss you all. Thank you.
We would like to show you a short movie called Melaia the movie. And then